Some things are essential to our survival. Air to breathe, water to drink, shelter from the elements, eggs. Well, okay, not necessarily eggs, but eggs are a rich source of a nutrient that our bodies cannot make on their own. This program is part of a series on human nutrition, the science of foods and the nutrients and substances in foods, their role in the human body, and the impact they have on our overall health. In this program, we will explore protein. Our bodies need protein to build muscle, bone, and skin, and it helps to create enzymes, hormones, and antibodies. Important stuff. The word protein actually comes from the Greek word proteios, which means of prime importance. In this program, we will learn what a protein is and the foods that provide it, how our bodies process protein, the difference between high and low quality proteins, the recommended intakes and the impact this nutrient has on vegetarian and weight loss diets. Our bodies have tens of thousands of proteins. Scientists have studied a few thousand, and each one has a specific function. Don't worry, we're only going to name 9 of them in this program. Proteins are composed of smaller molecules called amino acids. All amino acids have the same basic structure: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. What makes each amino acid different is a side group. A side group is a unique collection of atoms. Some amino acids have only one atom in their side group, but others have many atoms that are linked together. Amino acids are often called the building blocks of protein. There are about 20 common ones that we use in our bodies. Let's build a protein. Take 20 different ABC blocks. Each block represents a unique amino acid. Each word that we make is a different protein. Some words are small, some a bit longer, and some are quite a mouthful. Think about all of the words that you could come up with using different combinations of 20 letters of the alphabet. Now you have a pretty good idea of how there can be tens of thousands of proteins in our bodies. So because of these side chains, amino acids vary in size and shape. These differences determine their function in our bodies. The amino acids are connected to each other with peptide bonds. Peptide bonds connect amino acids end to end to form links in a chain of proteins. Some amino acids are the right size and shape to replace our skin cells or form scar tissue. Others carry oxygen from the lungs to other parts of our bodies. 11 amino acids are called the non-essential amino acids. Don't let the name fool you, they are important. It's just that our bodies can make or synthesize these on their own. There are 9 amino acids called essential amino acids. Now they're no more essential than the other 11 you can make. What's essential is that you have to eat foods to get them. The 9 essential amino acids are histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, and valine. So tens of thousands of proteins have unique functions that help our bodies create parts of red blood cells, build muscle, and protect us from diseases. Proteins are made of amino acids, which each have a unique size and shape due to a side chain of atoms that is different for each one. 11 of these amino acids are called non-essential because our bodies can make them on their own. And 9 are called essential because the only way we can get them is through eating foods that contain protein. So if we need food to get these essential proteins, which ones should we eat? Back to that egg we mentioned earlier. An egg has all 9 essential amino acids in a convenient package. It is considered a high-quality protein. High-quality proteins contain all of the essential amino acids in the approximate amounts that our bodies need. They might even contain some of the non-essential ones as well. Foods that come from animals generally provide high-quality proteins, so meat, fish, poultry, milk, cheese, and yogurt. We get some protein from vegetables, grains, and legumes. Soybeans are one example of a high-quality plant protein. But for the most part, proteins from plants are low-quality proteins. Low-quality proteins are lacking in one or more of essential amino acids. Corn is missing 2 essential amino acids. Beans lack a different pair. Wheat is low in 1 amino acid. The only way to get complete protein from most plants is to combine them with other plant foods that contain complementary proteins. Complementary proteins are 2 or more proteins that provide amino acids that the other protein is lacking. For example, legumes provide isoleucine and lysine, but do not have methionine or tryptophan. Grains are lacking in isoleucine and lysine, but do provide methionine and tryptophan. If you eat legumes and grains together, voila! You get a complete set of essential amino acids. One specific example of this is the combination of black beans and rice. Together they give us the 9 essential amino acids. Let's go back to our blocks for a minute. We talked about how amino acids were like letters and proteins were like words. Black beans would provide some of the letters, and rice would provide the others. Put them together, and you've got your complete protein. You don't have to find that perfect combination for every meal. If you eat a variety of proteins, your body will take what it needs from whatever you eat. Some foods like eggs, meat, and soybeans are high-quality proteins because they have all of the essential amino acids. And some food like corn, wheat, and beans are low-quality proteins because some of the amino acids are missing. One way to get all that you need is to eat combinations of foods that are complementary in their protein content. We can go weeks or even months without some vitamins and minerals, but not protein. We need a daily supply. So when we eat it, what happens? Let's say we take a bite of a scrambled egg. As we chew, the protein gets mashed up and mixes with saliva. Once in our stomach, it comes into contact with hydrochloric acid and digestive enzymes. These start to break down the protein. Hydrochloric acid begins to uncoil the peptide chains, and the digestive enzymes go to work breaking down the peptide bonds. From there, they move into the small intestine where more enzymes break them down even further. Once individual amino acids are isolated, they are absorbed into cells, then transported and released into the bloodstream. Depending on the structure of the amino acid, they can work with the body to repair, grow, and maintain our muscles, bones, and organs. With protein, it's use it or lose it. Sometimes there are pieces left over after an amino acid is isolated. We use them as energy, change them into fat, or get rid of them as nitrogen in urine. Our bodies usually use lipids and glucose as energy. We get these from eating foods that contain fats and carbohydrates. But if glucose is not available, our bodies begin to break down protein in our tissues and use those amino acids for energy. If we eat the recommended amounts of fats and carbs, this will help to ensure that amino acids will be used for important functions in our bodies. We need protein every day. The second we put a food that contains protein in our mouths, the process to break it down into amino acid begins. From saliva to hydrochloric acid to digestive enzymes, our bodies contain the chemicals needed to unravel proteins into amino acids. So, too little protein will cause our bodies to break down amino acids for fuel instead of using it for other important functions. And too much protein will build up as fat. So how much protein should we eat? The recommended daily allowance for protein varies according to our age, gender, and weight. Infants, children, and pregnant women need more than other people because amino acids in protein help create new tissue during growth. Recommended intake of food energy is divided like this. 20 to 30% should come from fat, 50 to 60% should come from carbohydrates, and 10 to 25% should come from protein. For a 2,000 calorie diet, that means 200 to 500 calories from protein or 50 to 125 grams. For adults, the RDA for protein is 0.8 grams per kilogram of healthy body weight per day. You can figure out your RDA for protein using a chart like this. First, you use your height to find the range of healthy weights for you. If your weight falls in this range, use the calculations you'll see in a few seconds. If your weight falls above that healthy range, then use the middle healthy weight to do the calculations. Change pounds to kilograms if you don't use the metric system. Then multiply the kilograms by 0.8, and that will give you your RDA in grams per day. Let's calculate that for an adult that measures 5 feet 4 inches in height and weighs 140 pounds. First, we convert those 140 pounds into kilograms by dividing it by 2.2. Let's round that off to 64. Then, take that 64 kilograms and multiply it by 0.8 grams, and we get 51 grams when rounded off. So, for a 5'4", 140-pound adult, the RDA for protein is 51 grams per day. One way to achieve that would be 2 8-ounce glasses of milk, 1 piece of whole wheat bread, and a 3-ounce chicken breast. Since age is a factor in RDA for protein, let's look at some other examples. Infants from 7 to 12 months need 11 grams of protein, which should be fed as formula or human milk. Teen males need 52 grams of protein. They might get that by drinking 2 8-ounce glasses of milk and eating a slice of whole wheat bread and a 4-ounce hamburger. Teen girls and adult women need 46 grams of protein. They could consume 2 8-ounce glasses of milk, 1/2 cup of cottage cheese, and a peanut butter sandwich on whole wheat bread. The RDA was calculated assuming that people will get enough carbohydrates and fats to meet their energy needs, as well as the assumption that they will eat a balance of high and low quality proteins. So depending on our age, gender, and body weight, health professionals suggest that we calculate our RDA for protein while eating a balanced diet and staying active. Most of us get all the protein that we need, but for some people, food is scarce. This can result in protein energy undernutrition, or PEU. PEU occurs when people don't consume enough protein and calories to satisfy their body's needs. Without protein and other nutrients, the body's muscles, including the heart, become weak. Metabolism slows down in order for it to try to save itself from starvation. Amino acids that would normally be used to fight infections and create blood proteins are used for other functions in the body instead. Because of this, a person with severe PEU is more susceptible to infections. If a case of PEU is caught in time, it can be reversed by slowly adding protein and calories back into the diet. Too much protein may also cause problems for the human body. Researchers are exploring the connection between high animal protein diets to weight gain, heart and kidney disease, and even some cancers. Taking in more protein than we need has shown no health value or advantage. Some people do choose to take protein and amino acid supplements. Many athletes believe that they will be able to build muscle by taking them. Is this necessary? Does it work? Well, to gain a pound of muscle per week, and that's pretty unrealistic, a person would only need 14 extra grams of protein a day. That's 2 ounces of meat or less than 2 glasses of skim milk. Besides that, exercising a muscle is the only way to make it grow. Without exercise or weight training, no amount of protein above normal will increase muscle mass or strength. Taking amino acid supplements is a little like trying to do a chemistry experiment without knowing the right formula. Our bodies are designed to process the amino acids that we get from the protein in foods that we eat. We may not be able to handle high levels or unusual combinations of single amino acids. These may lead to toxic levels and cause health problems. It is best to consult with a doctor or registered dietitian before taking these kinds of supplements. Too little or too much protein can be dangerous. People who suffer from PEU do not have enough food to eat. their bodies begin to take protein away from their muscles and they eventually begin to starve. Though there are no conclusive findings, many researchers believe that too much animal protein can contribute to heart disease and other health concerns. There have been no proven benefits to more than the recommended amount of protein. And though many people swear by their use of protein powders and amino acid supplements, there are no proven findings that indicate that they build more muscle than protein that we get from regular food. Since meat is such a rich source of protein, one might think that vegetarians don't get the protein that they need. This does not have to be the case. As we saw earlier, many plant proteins provide essential amino acids. Because there are different types of vegetarians, the sources of protein differ. Some people are lacto-ovo-vegetarians, which means that they do not eat meat, but do eat foods that come from animals. Foods like eggs, milk, cheese, and yogurt give them the protein that they need. Here's an example of a healthy lacto-ovo-vegetarian daily menu that provides the RDA of protein. For breakfast, 1 cup of skim milk, 1½ cups of Raisin Bran cereal, and 6 ounces of orange juice. For lunch, 1 cup skim milk and egg salad sandwich on whole wheat bread with lettuce and tomato. And for dinner, 1½ cups of macaroni and cheese and a dinner salad. Some people are vegans. Vegans do not eat any food derived from animals. Vegans can still get the protein they need by eating a varied diet that includes complementary proteins. Nuts, seeds, legumes, as well as products made from them like peanut butter, tofu, and fortified soy milk are protein-rich sources for vegans. Here's an example of a healthy vegan daily diet that provides the RDA for protein. For breakfast, 1 cup of hot oatmeal cereal, 2 ounces of raisins, ½ ounce sliced almonds, and 1 cup of soy milk. For lunch, a salad and a vegan burger with lettuce and tomato. For dinner, 1½ cups of red beans and rice with 1/2 cup of cooked spinach. And for a snack, 1 cup of soy milk and 1 slice of whole wheat bread topped with 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. A popular way for vegetarians to get protein in their diets is to use textured vegetable proteins. This is processed soybean protein used to make products called meat replacements. These products look and taste like meat, fish, or poultry. Many products are also fortified with vitamins and minerals found in animal proteins. So, vegetarians are able to get the protein that they need by consuming dairy products and eggs if they are lacto-ovo-vegetarians, choosing foods like tofu, legumes, and nuts if they are vegans, as well as eating products like textured vegetable proteins and food items that are fortified with protein nutrients. Many popular weight loss diets are high in protein and low in carbohydrates. The restriction of refined carbohydrates is one health benefit of these kinds of diets. White bread, white rice, white pasta, and sweets are examples of refined carbohydrates. Reduction of these foods may result in weight loss and help to control blood sugar and insulin levels. On the other hand, good carbs like those found in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains are not eaten when people choose these kinds of diets. In place of these carbs, protein is consumed in much higher quantities. Let's take a look at one popular high-protein, low-carb diet. Dieters who choose this high-protein, low-carb plan want to lose weight. To do so, they are willing to remove and eat only the burger from the bun, the meat from their sandwich, and the ground beef from their taco. People believe that if they stick to the guidelines of this diet, they will lose weight without reducing the number of calories they eat, correct an imbalance of carbohydrates by severely limiting their carb intake, and more efficiently burn calories from protein. As with most weight loss plans that do not include a balanced diet, the result is usually short-term weight loss. Most subjects experienced an initial weight loss up to 6 months in, but after a year, the weight loss benefits disappeared. As far as calories from protein being burned off more quickly, that is true only to the extent that would amount to about 2 pounds of weight loss per year. Actually, the quick weight loss is due to water loss from not storing carbohydrates. Diets such as this one are cause for some health concerns. They are low in essential vitamins, minerals, and fiber since whole grains, fruits, and vegetables are avoided. Severe restriction of carbohydrates results in ketosis. Ketosis takes place when your body uses fat stores for energy because glucose is not available. Nausea, headaches, and fatigue are some side effects of ketosis, and it can also worsen pre-existing kidney conditions. Health professionals overwhelmingly recommend that people choose a balanced diet paired with an exercise regimen to attain their healthiest weight. High-protein, low-carb weight loss diets used by many people usually have short-term weight loss effects, side effects from ketosis, and do not provide dieters with balanced nutrition. As far as chemistry goes, we learned how proteins are made up of amino acids. Comparing amino acids to building blocks, we saw how it is possible for thousands of proteins to exist in our bodies and perform many important functions. Non-essential amino acids are made by our bodies, and essential amino acids need to come from food. When it comes to choosing foods, combining high quality, low quality, as well as complementary proteins will help us to get the RDA that we need for our age and gender. We've seen how both too much and too little protein can become a health concern for many people, as well as how vegetarians get their protein without eating meat, and how high-protein, low-carb weight loss plans can affect a person's health. So even if eggs are not your favorite food, there are many ways to ensure that you get all the protein that you need.